For the record, I am Dave Munger. I am the Executive Director of the Council of Neighbors and Organizations. Thank you for making time for me. And for the record, what I'm passed to you are our little flyers about what CONO does, what the Council of Neighbors and Organizations does, our annual report for 2015, which I have to say is the first time we've ever done an annual report. We're kind of proud of that. And then the other is something else we're proud of is our partnership with the county in putting together the county citizens colleges, and we will do 4 of those this year. Something I know that the chair has been very anxious to see in particular, and we will do 2 of those outside of the city of Colorado Springs. And the 2 that we do inside the city of Colorado Springs will be done in cooperation with the city as well. So there'll be an opportunity for citizens who live in the city to find out both about their county government and their city government. I don't want to take a lot of your time, but I do want to point out a couple things to you in the 2015 annual impact report. And the first of those is that last year you invested in us, as you did in the Convention and Visitors Bureau, and while I don't have the numbers that Doug does, we're a lot younger in terms of time, and you invested $7,200 in us, and we leveraged that to a total of $60,000 last year. Nice. Which allowed us to hire our first full-time employee, and Sarah Poe is in the audience. If she'd wave or something, there you go. So Sarah will have been with us a year this coming June, and we also put together programs and other services that allowed us to serve over 60 neighborhoods and over 300 individuals, something that we have never, I'm sure, done before. We've never actually tracked that sort of impact, but we were able to last year, and I'm sure that we will be doing even more. This year, you've invested $5,000 in us. We will leverage that to $160,000. We have just added a part-time employee to our staff, so now we are 2.5 paid employees, and Roma Johnson is also in the audience, and there she is. And one of Roma's major duties is to help us leverage that money. So she will be looking at ways in which we can find more resources for CONO to do more of what we do. I guess I want to also say that we're discovering a couple significant things that are maybe of interest to you. I know you're very interested in what we're doing with the citizens colleges. I know you're also very interested in the fact that we provide several opportunities for neighborhood leaders to be trained in the sorts of skills they need to run meetings, to recruit volunteers, to raise funding, that sort of thing. But in addition to all those things, we are finding that there are a couple issues that we've got to address, and one of those is, and just by way of background, there are 600 organized neighborhoods in the county of El Paso. There are another 100 organized neighborhoods in Teller County, and we are serving Teller as well. Those 600 neighborhoods, about half of them probably, are HOAs, homeowner associations, who were, by and large, began to be established 30 to 40 years ago. A lot of those neighborhoods, a lot of those homeowner associations have never really been trained in what it means to be a board, what it means to have a board, and what the responsibilities of that board are. So we are spending a significant amount of time developing homeowner association officer training programs and helping those homeowners understand what it means to be an officer with an organization that has covenants to enforce, bylaws to live by, the Colorado Common Interest Ownership Act to abide by, and the Nonprofit Act to abide by. And I think we are doing some good work, but it's probably past time that we did that sort of work. Honestly, there are a lot of homeowner associations out there that have no concept of what it means to be a small democracy that is responsive to its own owners. So that's one of the things that we are working hard on. And I just want to encourage you that when you run into folks who are having difficulty with their own neighborhood or their own homeowner association, we are here to help them, and I hope you will send them our way. I know a couple of you have done that recently, and I thank you for that too.
Dave, what about when we run into people, just in the community who are having difficulty within their neighborhood as far as some of the onerous regulations, or people who do their job too well as directors, or people going around
Sure.
looking for out of compliance, if you will, for minute and minor things? Can we send them to you? Because some people I have not had very good luck with sending them even to the state to work with their neighborhood homeowners association.
The state, unfortunately, has passed a lot of these regulations, but has no enforcement capacity, at least not much to speak of. But please send them to us. So, when I used the term small democracy, I was not fooling.
It's true.
All neighborhood organizations and all homeowner associations should be run in a democratic fashion. That's what the Colorado Common Interest Ownership Act is about. It's also what the Nonprofit Act is about, essentially. Exactly. That and fiscal responsibility. But the important part of that is that if homeowners, I guess I'll say two things. One is that the covenants that bind all homeowners who buy a property in a covenanted community are part of their contract. Those covenants that contract runs with the land. But if folks decide that a covenant is too restrictive or not restrictive enough, they are certainly able, by working with the rest of the folks in their HOA, to change that covenant. And that's happened across the state. There have been covenants, strange as it seems, in Colorado that say you may not fly a flag. And those homeowner associations have interpreted that to mean you can't fly the banner of the United States or the state flag. But the Colorado State Assembly or state legislature, in its wisdom, and I think it was wisdom, said that's ridiculous. You can fly a flag, and no covenant withstanding can prohibit you from doing that. But there are other instances where people have said, look, we want to save some money and energy. Let us put solar collection devices in our backyards. That has been prohibited in some HOAs. It can't be anymore, but they got together and changed those covenants. And there are lots of other examples of that. And we've recently actually helped a couple of homeowner associations make some changes in their bylaws, make some changes in their covenants, and also make some changes in their boards when those boards haven't been responsive.
Okay, good. I know where to send people now.
I'm sorry?
I know where to send people
Exactly,
now.
And we're very convenient to here, and parking is convenient across the street, except when court's in session.
The dates are there, March 12th, March 19th. This is the El Paso County Citizens College. The Citizens College was started in 2007. At the time, it was a roughly 7-night course over 7 weeks. I think it was a Wednesday evening for a couple hours every Wednesday night for 7 weeks. And it's all about El Paso County and what citizens receive from El Paso County, obviously with their tax dollars, and just an education about that and input back from citizens. It's free of charge. We get sponsorships for the food that is fed, and we have elected officials who come in on off hours and staff that come in and provide information. The model has kind of changed. Now we do 2 Saturdays instead of those 7 nights, and it's worked very well. I just can't encourage people enough to go online and sign up for this. It's time, but it doesn't cost you anything, and you learn about the services that we provide, and those are your services. And we've learned a great deal over the years from the people who have participated in this, and you get to hear from all of the elected officials who serve in El Paso County and the department heads who provide those services, and so many folks are unclear of the differences, for example, between city services and county services. And we hear it all the time. What do county commissioners do? What does El Paso County do? And you begin to look at all of the services through Department of Human Services, El Paso County Public Health, the District Attorney's Office, the Sheriff's Office, all of the administration that we have here, the parks, obviously all of our roads and infrastructure, everything that we provide, we talk about those services, and we learn from folks and share that information. That impacts people every single day in a variety of ways. It impacts business, the land development code, and Commissioner Glenn referred to that earlier in a meeting that's going on, and we've done a lot of work on that to reduce regulations. This impacts business, which impacts people, jobs, families. Please, if you have the time, go online and register for this. This is done with our Citizens Outreach Group, a group of volunteers who serve El Paso County, and in partnership with CONO to help deliver this information. And it's a lot of fun. We do have a lot of fun with it. So I can't say enough about what an important thing it is to know what those services are. And then you're able to say, hey, you guys are getting it right, or you guys are getting it wrong, and provide that input. So here are the dates of the next college coming right around the corner. And I assume there's still room? We usually go right up until the end with a little bit of space left.
Reservations are being taken and being filled. We're pleased with that progress, but yes, there'll probably be room. We have a fairly large facility to use, but I would encourage people to sign up as quickly as possible.
We have in the past toured the jail. Some folks think that's really cool. We've in the past toured the coroner's office. At the very least, you're going to hear from the sheriff and the coroner and some of those things that people don't necessarily think about, but it's a huge factor in the services that we provide and what happens kind of in daily life.
Yeah. I really thank you for your endorsement of this and promotion of it. I hope you all will do that. But one of the things that I wanted to emphasize was this is a great opportunity to engage in dialogue with elected and appointed officials. And you all are very generous with your time when you come to these. You almost all are always there at some point or other. But it's a great opportunity for people to have, in a relatively casual setting, be able to answer or ask questions and have them answered in a very full way. It's a wonderful opportunity to understand local government so much better than any of us would otherwise. And I know you and I share this passion for local government. It's so important to what we do on a daily basis. We spend so much time, reasonably so, spend a lot of time worrying about the people and working for the people we want to elect to national office and state office, but local government impacts us much more directly most often on a daily basis. And it's important, I think, that people have this opportunity. I want to again thank you for being generous with your time and with the staff's time to make this sort of thing happen.
People forget that we're here to represent them. They hired us. And so really, we're accessible. If you have issues or concerns, we're the ones that you get to come to. Just recently, I helped someone who, because of Obamacare, apparently there was some law put in place where a supervising physician of a clinic could no longer have more than one address underneath their name on them being able to supervise not only their emergency room, but also a different clinic, because nobody works, even physicians don't work in just one place anymore. They work at several different clinics. Well, there was an oversight there, and so I was able, through a long process, to get this person to a state representative and to a congressional rep, because we didn't know if it was having to involve the state or a law there, or eventually it went to Obamacare. And so the Department of Health was able to go back and go, oh, this really was an oversight, that we need to either let them apply for a second license to have a different address, or be able to let them have multiple addresses underneath their their number that signifies them as the physician that's able to prescribe medicines. And so it's nice to, people, and in the beginning, they were like telling me the story, and I'm like, well, I can help you. You know, I know who to get this done. And so people forget that it's this representative government. We're the ones that they can come to find out how to get answers.
Right.
So, and Citizens College, I think people are really surprised to find that out, that we're accessible, that we're there to help.
Governor Bush, when he withdrew from the presidential race, made a point that I really strongly agree with, and that is that people in public office are in public office to be servants, not simply to be in charge. And in fact, it should be the citizens who are in charge. And I think Citizens College is a great way to demonstrate the servant aspect of county government.
Absolutely.
Again, thanks.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks for your partnership.